Hello, Papated here, and this is Planetside 2 on the PlayStation 4. Now, we've been waiting for this for ages. It was supposed to be a launch title with the PlayStation 4, and it's now April, and this is just the closed beta in Europe anyway. And Planetside 2 is basically, it's a free-to-play, it's been on the PC for a couple of years now, and I've played it on the PC, and it's basically a massive war over several different continents with thousands of players. And one of the key things is that it's free to play. You can use real money in the game to buy items and weapons, but I wouldn't say it's really pay to win, because you can still earn those weapons and items through playing normally, and the weapons aren't vastly superior to the ones you get at the beginning. If you're good at the game, then you'll do well, and you'll be able to unlock things without spending a single pound or dollar or yen or whatever it is you use. So basically it's a futuristic war first-person shooter with vehicles and spaceships and infantry combat. And at the beginning of the game you design your character with very basic customization, and you choose a faction. And in the PlayStation 4 one, I mean, it is the same three factions you choose from. I think it's the Vanu, the New Conglomerate, and I actually can't remember the name of the other one. But anyway, they all have a story and a reason why they are fighting in this war. And in the PC one, I'm sure when you were choosing your faction, it told you a backstory onto why they were fighting, where they were from, what kind of vehicles and weapons they use, because they all use different vehicles and they all use different weapons from one another. And in the PlayStation 4 one, it didn't give you that kind of backstory. It's maybe there if you go into the menus, but obviously this has been completely redesigned for the PlayStation 4. And let me tell you now, I mean, obviously I think you should get it because it's free to play, so everyone should at least try it. But this is a complex game. I mean, I know it might just look like a point here, shoot, kill, which I suppose it is in a way. But the menus, the options, the map are all very intricate and very complex. This is a tactical game. If you run around on your own, like I probably did for this entire video, you'll get killed a lot. You can't really do much on your own. I've found you have to work together, and when it all comes together, there are some massive battles, some really huge battles. I mean, I think it's 2,000 players to a server. So if you thought a 64-player map in Battlefield was big, then wait until you see a big battle in this, because it's ridiculous and awesome, absolutely awesome. This is obviously just the early stages for, well, it's not the early stages, but it's the early stages of release for Planetside 2 on the PlayStation 4. And they were quoted for saying they want Planetside 2 on the PlayStation 4 to have the same graphics as Ultra or Max on PC. And I'm slightly disappointed, I must say. It looks good, the game looks good. It's definitely not a bad looking game, but it doesn't look as good as the PC one. As far as I can remember, I played it. I didn't even play it on Max on PC because it was a very demanding game on PC. I think I played it on high, but definitely not ultra. I played it on high so that I could get a decent frame rate and make it look good at the same time. So I'm not even sure if it looks quite as good as it did on my PC. It looks very good though, and for the size of the world, it's forgiven. I mean, these continents are massive in order to support 2,000 players, so you can understand a wee bit a lapse in graphical quality. It doesn't detract from the game at all. And from what I've played of the PlayStation 4 version so far, it runs very smoothly. The frame rate is good, which is the most important thing probably in a game like this. And I've not really encountered any slowdown, not any noticeable slowdown anyway. I don't always have the best eye for these things, but from what I can tell, it runs pretty smoothly. To begin with, when I started, obviously the closed beta has just started, so I found it a wee bit difficult to find any action. Probably folk just hadn't joined yet or were figuring the game out. Like I say, it's a very complex game. Newbies will be completely overwhelmed by this at first. I still was overwhelmed a little bit when I came back to it on PlayStation 4 because they've rejigged all the menus as well to make it more console friendly. And whilst it's easier to find the menu that you're looking for, once you're in there can be a lot of reading and a lot to look at. So you could spend, quite easily 20 minutes or so looking in a menu and not actually taking part in any of the action. When it does get to the action though, I've managed to find some smallish battles with some tanks and some aircraft and some infantry. I enjoyed it. It was slightly too sensitive on the controller. I had to turn down the sensitivity just slightly. I felt my character, when he was turning his gun, was just a wee bit too quick, and I was overshooting or over aiming, so I would aim left to get to someone and I would go zooming past them and end up shooting way past them, and my aim cost me my life a couple of times during this game. But once I lowered the sensitivity just a notch and start to get used to the buttons, I was getting some kills. The objective of this game is it's capturing, basically. You capture different bases in order to capture bigger bases, and that's one of the confusing things. It's not just like Battlefield where here's a flag, capture it. To get into, say, like a biomedical science lab which has a huge shield around it, you'll maybe need to capture some energy shield generators that are near it before you're able to get into the lab. So if you've got a team that works well together, it's great fun, but if you're just running around aimlessly, not knowing what you're doing, it can be a bit daunting and therefore not very fun. So maybe reading up or watching some videos on it before you begin is a great idea. But yeah, that's the Planetside 2 closed beta. Hopefully the open beta will be here soon, and more people can join in, and hopefully they'll release the game soon, because I've been waiting a couple of years for this and it's only just coming out, and I've been really looking forward to it. So if you've played in the closed beta on PS4, let me know what your thoughts are compared to the PC one. It's probably not going to be quite as good as the PC one, but for what they've done so far with this, it's mightily impressive. So thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.